It seems that every week we're seeing more and more cases of these very attractive young teachers sleeping with their male students. And a lot of men look at that and they say, wow, I wish I had a teacher that looked like that when I was that age. I wish that something like that happened to me when I was their age. But men who say that are very naive. They don't understand the true ramifications of what's happening. First of all, the age of these boys seems to be getting lower and lower. Some of these boys are 14, 13, 12, even 11, way too young for sexual activity. Also, I don't think most men realize that you are responsible for child support even if the child was conceived through molestation or rape. A lot of people don't know that. There was a famous case in Kansas where Colleen Hermisman, she was a 17-year-old babysitter. She was babysitting a 12-year-old boy by the name of Shane Sayer. She molested the young boy and ended up getting pregnant. The state charged her and she was able to negotiate her charge down to a lesser offense. Anyway, she had the child. Then she went after Shane Sayer, the boy, for child support. She took her case to the lower court. The lower court said, absolutely, he's the father. He should pay child support. The boy's parents said, this is insane. So the boy's parents, they got a lawyer and took it to the Court of Appeals. The Court of Appeals said, listen, we ain't touching this. So they kicked it up to the Kansas Supreme Court. The Kansas Supreme Court looked at the case and said, you know what? We got two things going on here. We have a criminal case where the woman molested the boy, but we also have a civil case where a child needs financial support. And basically the court said that a child's father is responsible for the financial care of his child, regardless of whether the child was conceived through a criminal act. So basically, if your son gets molested by his teacher or whoever, they can go after that boy for child support. So that was a precedent set in Kansas. So other states started to use that as the marker, as the benchmark, because a case happened in Florida. Similar situation where the woman was like 20 years old. The boy was under the age of 15, under the age of consent. And the Florida Supreme Court referred back to the Kansas Supreme Court and said the same thing. A child deserves financial support. Regardless of how that child was conceived, he still deserves financial support. And that's from the boy who was molested. So now the child, the boy, the victim, ends up getting victimized twice. Once from the depraved woman who molests him and from the local, state, and federal government.